Magazine news and gossip. Demet Özdemir's shocking breakdown at a nightclub. A heartfelt confession that will leave you speechless. Have you ever seen a celebrity, admired from afar for their poise and perfection, suddenly let their guard down? What if, behind the glam and glitz, they too face moments of despair, vulnerability, and the weight of the world on their shoulders? Well, get ready, because Demet Özdemir, one of Turkey's most beloved stars, just gave us an unprecedented look into the struggles she's been hiding from the public eye. And trust us, you won't believe what happened next. On a seemingly typical night out in Istanbul, Demet Özdemir, the actress known for her captivating roles on screen and radiant smile, found herself in an emotional moment that has shaken her fans to the core. What began as an evening meant for unwinding and letting loose quickly turned into a raw and revealing chapter of her life that we never saw coming. A night out at the club, or was it? It was supposed to be just another night out at one of Istanbul's most famous nightclubs. Demet Özdemir, along with a close-knit group of friends, entered the club with the kind of infectious energy we've all come to expect from her. The lights were flashing, the music was pulsating, and the atmosphere was electric. The actress, known for her boundless energy and captivating presence, was effortlessly owning the room. But as the night wore on, something unexpected began to stir beneath the surface. As the clock ticked past midnight, Demet began to withdraw. Those closest to her noticed that her usual exuberance was fading. She wasn't her usual self, radiating joy and laughter. Instead, her face appeared distant, and there was a palpable tension in her demeanor. In a flash, she excused herself from the group and made her way to a quieter part of the club, seeking solace in a secluded corner. It was there, away from the flashing lights and noise, that Demet Özdemir's emotional unraveling began. Surrounded by her closest friends, she couldn't hold it in any longer. The cracks in her composed exterior, which she had worked so hard to maintain for years, finally began to show. In a heartbreaking moment, Demet Özdemir broke down in front of those she trusted the most. The unseen struggles, the real Demet. What followed was a deeply emotional confession that few of us could have ever predicted. With tears streaming down her face, Demet Özdemir shared the inner turmoil she had been carrying for months. "I'm tired," she said, her voice barely audible over the hum of the club's music. "I'm tired of pretending that I'm okay when I'm not. People expect me to always be strong, always be happy. But I'm human too. I have days where everything feels like too much." Her friends, taken aback by the depth of her vulnerability, listened intently, their hearts heavy with compassion. Demet continued, her words filled with frustration and sadness. "I don't want to disappoint anyone. I don't want to be seen as weak, but I feel like I'm drowning. Everyone looks at me and sees someone who's always on top, who has everything figured out. But it's not true. I don't have all the answers. Sometimes I don't even know who I am anymore." In that moment, the curtain fell on the perfectly polished image of Demet Özdemir. She wasn't just the dazzling, always smiling actress anymore. She was a woman, just like so many of us, struggling with the weight of expectations, grappling with insecurities, and trying to navigate a life that constantly demands more than she can give. As the tears continued to flow, her friends gathered around her, offering comfort and reassurance. One friend, deeply moved by the intensity of her emotions, spoke gently, "Demet, you've been so strong for everyone else, but you don't have to be strong all the time. It's okay to let go. You don't have to carry the world on your shoulders. Being vulnerable is a choice, and sometimes it's the bravest thing you can do." The words seemed to have a profound effect on Demet. For the first time that night, she began to breathe a little easier. She wiped her tears away and looked up at her friends, a faint smile breaking through the sadness. "I've been so focused on making everyone else happy," she said quietly, "but in the process, I've forgotten what makes me happy. I don't want to live for other people's expectations anymore. I need to live for myself. I have to find my own happiness again." A turning point, a new chapter begins. This emotional breakthrough marked a pivotal moment in Demet Özdemir's life. No longer would she live for the approval of others. No longer would she allow herself to be boxed into the image of the perfect celebrity. The powerful realization hit her like a wave. It was time for a change, a fresh start. And she wasn't going to let fear, judgment, or expectations hold her back any longer. "It's time for me to be real," Demet declared, wiping the last of her tears away. "I'm not going to try to be everything to everyone anymore. I'm going to focus on myself, on what makes me happy, and on finding peace. I deserve that, and I'm going to fight for it." With this declaration, Demet Özdemir's journey of self-discovery officially began. The actress who once appeared to have it all together now found herself embarking on a new chapter, one that was not about perfection, but about authenticity. For the first time in years, Demet was giving herself permission to be imperfect, to be vulnerable, and to embrace the parts of herself she had kept hidden from the public eye. The outpouring of support, a nation behind her. As the night wore on and the club returned to its usual rhythm, Demet's emotional breakthrough continued to reverberate in the hearts of everyone who had witnessed it. And the impact didn't stop there. As the news of her vulnerable moment spread across social media, the response was overwhelming. Fans flooded her posts with messages of love, encouragement, and admiration. "Demet, you are an inspiration," one follower wrote. "It takes so much courage to admit when you're struggling. We all have our battles, but seeing you open up makes us feel less alone in our own pain." Another fan shared, "You're not just a role model for your talent, Demet, but for your honesty. You've just made it clear that we don't have to be perfect to be loved and respected. You have our full support." The wave of love and understanding that poured in was a reminder of just how connected Demet is to her fans. In her moment of vulnerability, she not only found healing, but also forged a deeper bond with the very people who adore her. A star's journey to self-discovery. What's next for Demet Özdemir? As the emotional haze of the night began to settle, Demet Özdemir emerged stronger than ever before. With a renewed sense of purpose, she is now facing the future with a different perspective. Her next steps, both in her personal and professional life, will be defined by a desire for balance, peace, and genuine happiness, something that, up until now, she had been putting on the back burner. Could this be the start of a completely new Demet Özdemir? One who prioritizes her own well-being over the expectations of others? One who embraces her flaws and vulnerabilities, understanding that true strength comes from within? Only time will tell, but if the overwhelming support from her fans is any indication, this journey towards self-discovery is sure to be a transformative one. Demet Özdemir is no longer just a beloved celebrity. We are now witnessing a woman reclaiming her power and redefining what it means to live authentically. Stay tuned, because this is just the beginning of a story we can't wait to follow. The Demet Özdemir we thought we knew is evolving, and will be here for every single moment of her journey.